What's up, guys? Welcome to a brand new Drumdums Drive where I attempt to go grab that Blade Runner 2049 Steelbook, the 4K Steelbook. And if you remember in my last Drumdums Drive, I said that if you submit some topics, I will discuss them. I got a bunch of topics. I narrowed them down. I found a few, got my list right here. And let's get going, first of all. Let's get on the road. Let's go get this Steelbook because I wasn't able to secure an in-store pickup. I tried to this morning. Unfortunately, none are available at my store, so I'm hoping I'm able to get that thing. We'll see what happens. But my first question is from Julian Delatre. I hope I said that name right, Julian. But it's a good question. Indie horror films, what is your favorite movie? Well, I mean, Halloween was considered an independent film when it came out, so obviously that's my favorite movie. But I will discuss a couple of independent horror films that I discovered recently that I loved. One of them was The Ice Cream Truck. I had a great time with that. As a matter of fact, Megan Frills Johnston, the director, recently just joined Killer Flicks, our Facebook group, and what an honor to have her. So big shout out to her. But I loved The Ice Cream Truck. I thought it was a really well-crafted horror film. It did get some controversy. It kind of is split down the middle as far as if it's liked or not. There's some people that don't like it. I know CP doesn't like that movie. I know Cody Leach wasn't a big fan of it, but I like movies like that kind of divide audiences that aren't like universally praised. Hell, The Last Jedi is a good example. Also, recently I discovered a couple of movies on Amazon. One was called Blue Jay, and if you like movies like Frozen, not the Disney movie, also Never Hike Alone, you know, movies that are like out in the wilderness, maybe going up into the mountains. This was a good example of that, and it was actually pretty decent. It was this guy and this girl. They're stuck in this mountain that's like considered one of the highest mountains in the United States. And all of a sudden, these four bad dudes come along, and you know, havoc ensues. And it's a survival type of film. But I enjoyed it. It's a really low-budget film, you can tell. But I was never bored, and like I said, I had a good time with it. Also, Dead Body is another one. I actually did a review for that one. Actually, you can check that out right here for the card. Dead Body was another one that I thought was really interesting. It's a camp slasher type of film. It's a whodunit. All these college students are in this cabin, and they're playing this game called Dead Body, but the trick is somebody's actually going around killing people. So you got to figure out who does it. That's another good one. You can check out the full review, though. Yeah, but great topic there, Julian. Loved that one. I'm driving, so I'm being very careful. But Low Carb Monster has the next question, and it's basically revolving around horror icons. And would I welcome a return to horror icons, or do you think we should maybe they should take a back seat and make way for some new horror icons? It's a tough question because for me, it's if the movie's good, then it doesn't matter if it's an old or a new icon. That's the biggest thing for me. I would welcome the old and I would welcome the new. Unfortunately, I don't think we've had any new horror icons, at least not to that level of Michael, Freddy, and Jason, or hell, even Leatherface. You know, for some reason, they just can't lock that down anymore. And I don't know if maybe it was a product of the time, maybe if the millennium generation might have something to do with it. I don't know. I don't know what the answer is to that. But yeah, I would definitely welcome. Hell, Halloween's coming back this year in October. I can't wait. That's my most anticipated movie of the year for obvious reasons. But it seems like it's highly anticipated by everybody, even like, you know, non-fanatical fans. So yeah, I guess that's sort of an answer. But yeah, good question. Okay, we're at a stop sign now, so I can look at the next question. The next topic is from the Underdog 1026. I really appreciate all your comments, Underdog. Always get some really good ones from you. But I would love for you to talk about music, my maybe favorite albums of all time. Oh, that's a good topic. I love music. Every now and then I'll bring up music, but my favorite band of all time is Tool. So my favorite albums would definitely be Anima and Lateralis. Those two albums are fantastic. Lately, I've been listening to Breaking Benjamin just dropped a new song, actually, which is really good. I'll post the name of that right here because I can't remember. Red Cold River, that's the name of it. I actually found that song through Justin Watches Movies, so there's a little shout out for Justin. But yeah, I like Breaking Benjamin. You know, they're more of a mainstream type of band like Seether, and I like Seether too, but they're consistent, you know? So I've always liked consistent bands. Chevelle's another one that I love. Wonder What's Next is a great album by Chevelle. What other bands can I think of that I love? I used to be a huge Dream Theater fan. Not so much anymore, but Images and Words is definitely one of my favorite albums by them. I saw them in concert back in '93 in Colorado, and seeing them perform most of that album live was insane, and it really opened my eyes to what you could do as a drummer for music, because I'm a drummer. And yeah, that's if you like progressive metal, that is one of the greatest. And I'm sure there's so much more music that I'm missing, that I don't know about or that I haven't mentioned. Oh, Tracy Lords, she put out one album, The Ex-Porn Star, and I constantly listen to that album for some reason. Trick or Treat, the soundtrack to Trick or Treat, I'm a big soundtrack fan. I can name off tons of soundtracks, but the soundtrack for Trick or Treat is one of my favorite albums. I listen to that one constantly by Fastway. And also The Crow. The first Crow soundtrack is great, but actually all 3 Crow soundtracks are great. But the first one is just classic. Like some of the best music I've ever heard on there. Joy Division, Unknown Pleasures. It's all coming back to me now. Yeah, I love Joy Division. I'm obsessed with Joy Division. That's like my second favorite band after Tool. So yeah. Thank you for that great question, Underdog. Now we're pulling into Best Buy, and we're about to try to pick up that Steelbook. We're going to see what happens here. Hoping for the best. And while we're at it, thanks for the topics, guys. I'll probably talk about one more topic after I try to get the Steelbook. And if you want me to talk about more topics, post them in the comments. And I'll keep doing this. Every Drumdums Drive, I'll talk about new topics, because I do run out of things to talk about. So it's really nice for you guys to bring up subjects. So anyway, on to the Best Buy. Holy crap, so these are $19.99 right now on Best Buy this week. The Dark Knight Rises I do not have, so I will probably be getting that. Yes, I already picked up the Dark Knight, but hey guys, $19.99. If you don't have it, be sure to get it. Also, Inception is $19.99. Is Amityville: The Awakening any good? Let me know in the comments, please. I keep considering watching it, so I might do it. Better Watch Out, really good Christmas movie. Really good horror movie in general, so watch that any time of year, actually. I hated Valerian. What a horrible movie. Could not stand it. Here's that new Starship Troopers Steelbook. Really nice. Maybe. So here's the regular 4K, the regular Blu-ray 3D. I don't really buy 3Ds that much anymore. And here's the 2K Steelbook, and then the regular Blu-ray. So a lot of editions to get, but no 4K Steelbook. I could be out of luck. Here is The Snowman. I heard this movie's horrible. I probably will be skipping it. So glad I got that It Steelbook though. That thing is glorious. All right, guys, let's see. Did I get lucky? I will start with what I got. I got the Dark Knight Rises 4K, and that was $19.99, which is a great deal. I've heard this one looks phenomenal, and TDK looks phenomenal. I did not get Batman Begins because I've heard that Begins does not look as good as it could. I don't think they did a new remaster on it or something, but so I don't want to buy something if it's not going to be like an upgrade over the previous version. But I definitely am glad I added this one and the Dark Knight to my collection. Luckily, I did find one copy of the 4K, and thank God I did, because I was going to be really upset if I couldn't get this thing. This is something that's been on my radar, and I tried to put it on the in-store pickup forever, and it was always out. So, this thing's beautiful. So glad I got it though, and I hope you guys can see it. Oh, and also I got to give a quick shout out to Cody Leach for cluing me in on this. He let the people in Killer Flicks know about The Dark Knight and pretty much all the Nolan films are $19.99 this week at Best Buy. So be sure to jump on that. We're gonna do one more question here. Let's see what we got. It's a tough one. Both these questions are really good. So you know what? I'll just go ahead and do both of them real quick. Brent Bromberg says, talk about horror movie base in cold situations or wintertime. Love the channel. Obviously, the Thing is like the go-to for wintertime, snowy situations. That is by far probably the best movie that has that type of, you know, terrain. As far as any other ones, I can't think of any that are like, 30 Days of Night. 30 Days of Night is definitely one of the best movies with like snow and just really cold environments. You know, if they're gonna use snow, I want to feel like I'm freezing when I watch the movie, and The Thing and 30 Days of Night are two perfect examples. And the last question is from Richard B. Can you ever see another horror icon versus movie in the future, like Freddy versus Jason? If so, who would you like to see? You know, it surprises me that they haven't done this since Freddy versus Jason. I know they did Alien versus Predator, but you'd think you'd see it more often. And I know they were trying to do a Michael versus Pinhead, which I would be interested in if directed and, you know, scripted properly. I think that could be interesting, actually. But it might be horrible. It's hard to tell. So I guess that's my answer. I'd like to see a Michael versus Pinhead or even a Michael versus Jason. But I guess what would make it good is if the characters around those two characters are interesting and what leads to them, you know, going at it. That would be the most interesting thing. But, you know, in general, I'm really skeptical when it comes to like versus movies, because usually they're not as great as you want them to be, even though I did really enjoy Freddy vs. Jason. It was a fun movie for what it was. So anyway, guys, that's it for this episode of Drumdums Drive. So glad I got that Steelbook. Let me know in the comments if you got the Steelbook. Be sure to check out Blade Runner 2049 if you haven't. It's a crime that movie didn't perform as well as it should have at the box office, because it was my #1 of the year. What a fantastic film. And I think it'll definitely find its audience in the future. It's a masterpiece in my book. So anyway, guys, that's it. Be sure to come over to Killer Flicks, where we talk horror all day and every day. And on Fridays, we do Free For All Fridays. Follow me at Drumdums on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Letterboxd, and now Stardust, where I do my 30-second quick reviews before I do the full review. Stay tuned for my review for The Howling if it's not already up. If you like what I'm doing, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and Drumdum out.